right, guys, we are ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start screen sharing as we dig right into the goods. Today, we are talking all things new brand partner training. So if you are watching this later, or if you're watching this now, it is probably because you are brand new to Bravenly. And so part one of our training, we talked all about the basics that you need to know to get started, the basics of what you need to start building a business in Bravenly. Part two was the details. That one was kind of going into details about your website, your back office, how you get paid. And today we are focusing on the goods. And so this is going to be all about messaging, how to talk to people, how to have those conversations. Now, I know that when you guys enrolled with our Bravenly business kit, every single one of you got one of these. This is called the Bravenly book. This thing is gold. There are lots of different things that you can write down in here, your why, what your goals are, what your action steps are. But one of the things that we're going to be talking specifically about today is growing your circle, like creating your list and talking to people. So I'm going to reference this here in just a little bit, but just know this is not just a cute little, book. This is something that when you first enroll with Bravenly and your kit comes, that you can open and start working through to grow your business. All right. So with that being said, why Bravenly is the best thing ever if you decide it is. All right. So every single one of you has your hands on something that literally has the opportunity to change your life from a health aspect and from a financial aspect. And everything changed for me when I joined this industry and realized that I can be as successful as I want to be with no previous knowledge or training the day that I decided. Right? The day that I wake up and say, you know what, I am worth more, and I'm going to start letting my work ethic write my paycheck. I'm going to start working for these bonuses. I'm going to start weekly building my business so that I have a paycheck every single week. Why not? Right? That this is a mobile business that you can pick up and go and build your life around it. It's not something where you have to stop everything, check into work, clock in. You can talk to people in person. You can build businesses online. You get to choose every single part of this. And one thing that I hope you're picking up in this training is knowing and understanding that you don't have to know and understand every little thing and every little detail, that we want you guys to start earning while you're learning, to start picking up pieces and getting a paycheck with that. Have you guys ever heard the term ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice? You can have an understanding and know every little piece of something, but that's not going to get you a paycheck, right? Sometimes not knowing and just talking and being honest and just saying, I just got started with this thing. I'm so stinking excited. You need to hear about it. Of course, you don't know how to answer every single question. Of course, you don't know all of the ingredients in every single product. That's okay. And that right there is showing something that when they get started, they don't have to know every little thing either. A lot of times when you guys are talking to potentials, your friends, your family that are going to join you in this business, there's a lot that they learn from you, even though you don't know it. They're seeing what it is and how you're building this business. And if you have every answer like this, that can be overwhelming to some people. They're like, well, I'm not going to know every single answer about everything when I join, so I must not be able to do that, right? You need to make this business look simple and easy and use the tools, because that is going to help them understand that when they get started, they're going to have the same exact access to these tools as well. All right. Whoop, I just clicked through a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we are going to move on to creating your list, actually having a physical list that you can build from. That is step one, you guys, when you first get started. And I'm going to show you, this is the first this is a book that I had with me. I started in this industry, you guys, when I was 19. I tried a bunch of different companies and never had success. And it wasn't until I'd gone through a divorce, I was a single mom, I had gotten remarried to my husband, Mike, that I'm married to now. We have 3 kids together. life is crazy. And we got to a place in our life where we needed extra income, right? And it wasn't okay for me to not be making extra income. Things were really, really tight. And so I decided that our family was worth more, that I needed to do something about that. And I got involved in a company, and a couple days into it, realized I had my hands on something incredible and I was just sitting on it, and my family was worth more. And I just put one foot in front of the other. And in 6 months, I was making 6 figures, you guys. And I had never done anything like that before. And I found this the other day. This was my list. Okay, this was my book. And so when I first started, I didn't have a fancy Bravenly book. I didn't have when you go to step 1 in here, a names list right here to start writing down names. Our company didn't have resources like we have at Bravenly. So I went to the store and I bought a notebook, and I wrote warm leads down. You guys, the people that highlighted joined me. Okay. Local potential brand partners, people that I knew that, maybe I could talk to that were local to me, people I wanted to ask host a party, people that lived out of state that I wanted to talk to. Let's see, people that I went to high school with, my family members. Only one of them ever joined. You guys can see sometimes those people aren't people that were friends with my husband, people that lived in another city that I lived in, people that I knew from the military. So I literally just went through my whole life, past jobs. I went through my whole life and wrote down everything I could possibly think of where I met people and where I knew people physically. And so past jobs, I'm on that page right now. You guys, I just started writing down. I started thinking, my first job, I worked in an ice cream store. Who did I know that I worked with? And then I went to my next job when I was in college. Who did I work with there? And then I went to my next job, which was in a salon. Who did I work with there? And I just started going back through my life, thinking of everything, all the places I lived, all the places I worked, sports that my kids were in, my kids' friends, their parents, just thinking through people that I knew and just started writing their names down. I didn't ask myself, do I think they're going to be interested in this? Or do I think that maybe I want to talk to them about products? I just started writing names down. Okay. So my tip for you is have a physical list. And I used to carry this with me everywhere I went because I'm a woman and our brains are scattered all the time. How many of you ladies on here can relate to that? But I would be in the car and a song would come on and it would remind me of somebody I went to college with, and I'd write their name down because I had forgotten about them, right? Or I'd be at a kid's baseball game and I'd randomly think of something and be like, oh my gosh, I need to reach out to my cousin. His wife would be incredible at what I do, right? And so I always had this list with me. So my first tip in starting your list is have something physically where you can actually write names down, okay? All right, now some other tips to help you actually get this list started, because it's one of the first things that I said as an objection of why I didn't want to join this industry. I remember telling my enroller, I said, okay, I'm going to do this because we need something more for my family, but I just don't really know very many people. Like, I don't know probably more than like just 2. And I don't think they would be interested in this. How many of you can relate to that? When you first got started, you're like, I don't know if any of my friends and family would want to do this, right? And you kind of almost are like, I don't really know that many people. That was me. All right. And there was one thing that was very freeing to me when I looked at what it took to hit the ranks. And we went over that in part 2 of how to actually rank up. But when I saw that it only takes, or when you look at our comp plan, it only takes 5 people, you only need 5 legs to go all the way to the top of our company. That should be freeing to you. You don't need to know 1,000 people. You don't need to know 100 people. Do you know 5 people that want more out of their life, that want more income, that want to be able to breathe a little bit easier, that want a community of people around them supporting them, that want more out of their health and wellness, right? And when I got down to it, I was like, yeah, I do. I know 5 people. I mean, 5 of them could be my dad, my brother, my cousin, my neighbor, but hey, I know 5, right? And so that right there kind of helped me to go, I just need to start making a list. Okay, so here's the thing. Once you've got that list, once you've started to have that physical list that you're writing down, all right, here's a couple of tips to help you. So before you start messaging anybody, make sure you get help contacting. And what I mean by that is ask your enroller, hey, I'm getting ready to send my first messages today. I want to reach out to this person and this person. Can you help me? Can you help me figure out something to say? Because I know for me, you guys, I didn't want to burn through. I didn't want to say the wrong thing to somebody. I wanted to make sure that I was locking arms with my uplines, my leaders in this industry, in our company that have the results that you want. Because when I first joined you guys, I didn't have a single result, right? Day one of everybody's business in Bravenly, day one, hour one, you don't make any money, right? And so I knew I wanted to make money. And so why wouldn't I ask my upline, hey, I want to reach out to these couple people today. Can you help me figure out how to do that so I have confidence, so that I don't say the wrong thing? Now it's up to them if they take a look at it or not, right? But I wanted to do what I could do on my end to make the best first impression. So get help, ask your upline. You guys, they are not just care about you and want to help you, but we've done things in our compensation plan where they're financially invested in helping you. So don't ever feel like you're bugging your upline. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I guarantee if there's any leaders on this call right now, their favorite people are the ones that ask them a bazillion questions, the ones that blow up their phones saying, I need help, because those are the people that they know want this business. Okay. So I always used to say, I'm not a mind reader. You got to raise your hand. You got to reach out to me. You got to tell me, hey, Ash, I need help, right? And so just know that. Don't ever feel like you're bugging them. So the next thing is, if you have a launch event scheduled, whether it's in person or online, I highly recommend doing that. Before you reach out and start inviting people, get help. Know what you're going to say. Here's a couple tips. Okay. If I was launching my business today, and I got started today and I scheduled my launch event for a week from now. My upline was going to come over, bring some products. We were going to do a little bit of a sip and sample and meet Bravenly. And I was telling her, okay, I've got a couple people that I want to invite. You don't need to have 20 people. Okay. Just a couple people, your closest friends and family is totally fine. I would say to tell you, okay, I would say, all right, call your sister, call your best friend, call your cousin, whatever, and say, hey, you know what? I just got started in this business and I'm launching my business. I'm going to do a business launch. I wanted you to be one of the very first people that even knows about this, but that are the first people to even try some of these products. I'm super excited. I can't wait to try them myself, but literally leave your wallet at home. I just want people, I need butts in the seats. Can you make it? Can I count on you to be there? Can you support me? Okay. There is something that happens psychologically in our brains where we don't want to be sold to, but as human beings, we want to help other people. And so if my sister got on the phone with me and was like, oh, I just need you to buy something. Can you buy something from me? I'd be like, stop. But if she's like, hey, your nephew, Nathan, just started baseball and he's trying to raise money to get a new uniform and he's selling these candy bars. Could you help him? I'd be like, yes, I want to help my cute little cousin, right? I want to help him, but I don't want to be sold to. And so your friends and family feel the exact same way. Sharing your story, why you got started, why you're doing this, what you're going to be using this money for, will help them to have that heartstring of, yeah, they want to help you. They want to support you. Right. And so by saying words like, can I count on you to be there? It kind of puts that accountability where you're not just getting a bunch of maybes, right? Maybes are no's and just they're in disguise, right? You want to know that you've got, yeah, I'll be there. What time is it? Okay. Another quick tip that I will give you is if it's on Wednesday and you're calling or you're texting your friends to invite them, instantly before you even say anything, be like, hey, do you have plans next Wednesday night? If they're like, no, why? What's up? Okay, sweet. You got plans now. You're coming to my house. I'm launching my business. I need help. I need my besties around me to support me. Can you please be there? Can you support me? Can I count on you to be there and maybe bring some wine? Leave your wallet at home. No big deal. I just need butts in the seat so I can do this thing, right? By saying leave your wallet at home, it's telling them you're not trying to sell them anything. They're bringing their wallet. They have to drive there. They need their ID. right? So you know that they're bringing their wallet, but it's taking the pressure off of things. So the next thing that I would tell you guys is go through our price list or go through our website and write down a list of like all of the products that we have: Balance, Gold, Boost Brew, Ignite, Rush. And then I want you thinking of people that are in your life that could benefit from each one of those. So start with Balance. Who do you know that could benefit from that product? Just write their names down. Again, we're not talking to them. We're not reaching out to them. We're just getting a list started, just like journal, right? You remember being in high school where you had to write like essays or short stories and you just had to like write, like free writes, I think is what they called them. You're just free writing a list of names. Okay. Who do you know that drinks coffee? Who do you know that needs energy? Who do you know that's stressed out? We can very easily answer some of these questions, right? So just write down a list of people that you can talk to. I call this next thing your chicken noodle soup list. Or as a woman, when you find out you're getting married or pregnant, who are those first couple people that you call to tell? When you're sick and need somebody to bring you chicken noodle soup because you don't want to go to the store, who are those first couple people that you reach out to that know has your back in your life that you can reach out to first? Okay, write their names down. Here's the next super important question. Who do you want to be in business with, right? We get to choose. We don't have to talk to people that we think are toxic and we need boundaries around in our life. You get to choose who you talk to first. So if everybody in the world were to tell you yes, who would be those first couple people that you'd want to talk to about Ravenly? Because you just love being around them and you want them in your business. And I'm going to skip one. I'm going to come back to Frank. But that kind of leads into your top 5 and why. So if everybody were to tell you yes for Bravenly, who would be those first 5 people that you would talk to? And I want you to write their names down and I want you to write why you want them. Okay, why do you want them in your team? And the reason I say 5 is because you have 5 legs. You can leverage those spots. Okay, you only are ever going to have the first 5 people that join you. Everybody else goes under one of those people. So don't you want those first 5 people to be strong people that can lead, that you have a lot of good feelings about, right? Like I wanted my sister to be one of my 5, right? I wanted her to have the opportunity to have a massive team and organization, right? If I'm doing this and I'm doing big things, I want those first couple people that I get in with me to be at that same level of me, right? So who do you want and why? The next thing to help you just think of names is the acronym FRANK, okay? So it stands for friends, F, R, relatives, A, acquaintances, N, neighbors, and K, kids. And if you can't remember that, you guys, it's in your Bravenly book. It's in your handy dandy little notebook. What little cartoon is that from, okay? So it's right there on page 10 of your Bravenly book. So what I would do is think of friends in your life, free write them. Just start writing down your friends. Think of your relatives, start free writing them. Acquaintances, people that you know from other people, start writing them. Your neighbors, kids, anybody that you know through kids, right? And then the last tip that I'm going to give you guys is something that changed the game for me when it came to helping people write a list of people and who to reach out to first. I call it the 4-star system. So as you're starting to write this list of people, once you've got this list good to go and you've got a list, you've got 100, you've got 50, you've got 20, whatever the name is, now you go through these 4 stars. There are 4 questions to ask yourself. Okay, so you wrote down who you know, write a list, anyone you know. Now we're going to prioritize a list of who to reach out to first. So you're going to ask yourself, who do I know that would see value in coming in with an all-in pack, coming in with that $3.99 pack? Okay, who do you know that would say, you know what, I want to use these products. I want them for my husband. Maybe you feel like they have the money. It's not going to be a stretch for them. Who would see value in starting a business and going all in? Okay, you star anybody on your list that you could answer yes to that question. Okay, the next question you're going to ask yourself is, who do I have in my life? Who is on this list that I feel like is coachable, that would come in, that they want more, they want to learn, they want to be a good leader, they want to learn how to do this business, that they're not like know-it-alls and they're just going to come in and, go reinvent the wheel. They're people that can duplicate. They're people that understand keeping things simple and wanting to have success at this. So if you can answer yes to anybody on your list with that, you put a star next to their name. There's going to be some people at this point that have 2 stars because they see value in coming in and going all in, and they're coachable. So those people are going to have 2 stars. Okay. The next question you ask yourself is, do they have influence? Is this person somebody that's outgoing, that loves being around people, that maybe is already in a job where they are a manager or a principal or a teacher, where they have influence over other people? Maybe they don't have a job like that, but they're those kind of people that just know everybody, right? They're your social butterflies. I remember being in college and meeting a good girlfriend of mine. Her name is Nikki Van Timmeren. She's a legacy founder here at Bravenly. And I remember she did a business that did parties. She was in a business that she sold like clothes and she sold jewelry. And I remember thinking to myself, I could never do something like that because I don't know a ton of people. She's the kind of person that has friends in like every little circle and every little group, right? Who do you know that's like that? Okay, do another star. And then the last question is, ask yourself, anybody on this list, are they an entrepreneur? Are they somebody that has that spirit that's just, they want more out of life? They have been in businesses, they have started businesses, they see the value of multiple streams of income, okay? They're either an entrepreneur or they're open to that. They have that kind of spirit about them, all right? So now you're going to look at that list and you're going to start reaching out to people that have 4 stars. You're going to contact those people first, right? Because those people have those intangible things that you're looking for. Then you're going to go to the 3-star people. Then you're going to go to the 2-star, then the 1-star, then the people that have no stars. All right. So that's just kind of a tip to help you create your list and know how to reach out to first. Okay, so let's move on. Now we've created our list. We know who to reach out to. Now it's, how do you reach out to those people? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys, let me just give you a couple tips before I show you some scripts. Okay. So again, don't prejudge anything and don't write anybody off. Don't make it your decision for somebody else's life. You have no idea what they're going through in their personal life, if this could be a business for them, if this could be a product that could help change them. So just do not prejudge. It's just your job to ask people to take a look. Okay. The other part of your job when you're talking to people is to create a sense of urgency, have some excitement, like, I'm doing this, I'm going to the top with or without you, right? And you're leveraging those first 5 spots as, hey, I'm reaching out to you before anybody else because I'm doing this and I've got 5 teams and I want you to be the top of one of them. Right? You're leveraging that. You guys, when I decided I was doing this come heck or high water, I had 2 really good friends that were in the same friend group. I reached out to them within minutes of each other. And I told them each that I was talking to the other person. I said, Audrey, look, I'm talking to you before I talk to anybody else. I'm texting Amber first. I'm doing something big and I want you to do this with me. Just so you know, whoever says yes first gets the other one. And she was at work. She was a nurse. She was an RN. And she's like, okay, I'm calling you on my break. I texted Amber and I said, look, I'm doing something and I'm doing it big. I'm going all in. I'm talking to my first couple of people. I just sent Audrey a text. And just so you know, like, whoever gets in first gets the other person. She's like, okay, I'm going to call you after work. And I said, perfect. Audrey went into a closet at the hospital and called me back and said, here's my credit card number. I don't care what it is. I don't care the name of the company. If you're doing something, I'm doing it with you. And Amber didn't sign up yet, did she? And I said, nope. There is something that I created called urgency and leverage. Audrey didn't want to miss out. Sometimes people they have a fear of what they're going to miss out more than they're motivated by what they have to gain. Okay. And so Audrey in that moment knew she wanted the top spot. And she knew if I was talking to Amber, that Amber was going to go under her. Right. So use that leverage when you're starting to talk to people. Also understand that this isn't for everyone. Not everybody has those traits that you're looking for, and that's okay. You're gonna get no's. You're also planting seeds. You're also starting to have conversations with someone where maybe they're not in a place in their life in this season where this is for them, but we have no idea what 3 months, 6 months from now is gonna be. And you need to plant that seed now. So when they get in that season of life, they think of you and they think of Bravenly, right? As the solution. Okay. Once you get a no, or you start to hear back from people and they're like, oh, I don't know, that's just not for me. Instead of answering that, okay, biggest tip I can give you with contacting, instead of responding and instead of saying, oh, okay, well, thank you for thinking of me, or I'll keep you on a list, or no problem. Do not answer that. Anytime you get a no or an objection, what I want you to do instead is I want you to screenshot that and text it to an upline and say, how would you answer this? Okay, because you're emotionally attached to that person and their no. And a lot of times your upline's not. All the time they're not attached emotionally to your people ever. But the other thing is, we know as leaders how to actually turn that into a conversation. We also know that this person has probably a lot of fear and they don't know about this. And so instantly they're just saying no. But they know, as leaders that have done this before, how to help you work through that with them, where you can turn a no into an enrollment within hours. Okay, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying it can happen. And so instead of responding, get help. Anytime you feel like I don't know what to say, or insecure, or not confident, that is your cue to get help from somebody else in your upline. Okay. It's the biggest tip I can give you that helped me when I got started, literally go from nothing to 6 figures, is every single message that I wasn't confident in, I had someone help me with how to say it and what to say so that I could have the posture. All right. Okay. So we are going to talk about just some basic scripts. So what you can start. Oh, okay. This is normally it doesn't do that normally. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I have 2 screens going and I'm scrolling on one and it's scrolling on the other. Gotta love technology, right? Okay, so now you have your list. You've got some tips on who to start with first, who to reach out to. You've got some mindset pieces of as you're talking to them. So we're going to start with customers. There's a couple different scripts in Bravenly Nation, lots of different ways that you could do this. These are just some things that have worked for me in the past. So if you're starting to look for customers, I would set a goal. Remember, we talked about this on day 1. If you're brand new, set a goal to get your first 4 customers in 72 hours. Okay, that's a really good high goal. If you haven't done that, no big deal. But you want to get those couple customers in the system, get that win, feel good about that. So here's what you can say. All right. Hey, Brandon, how are you? If he's your brother, if he's your best friend, be like, hey, how are the kids doing? What are you up to this weekend? Just kind of random sentence, talk to him. Be like, all right, so here's the deal. Look, I have literally the best news. Oh, you're going to be so excited. So I just started my own business. You know how much I need extra income. My family needs that. And I'm seeing all of these great testimonials from people that are in the company and their friends and family. And it hit me. I need some of my own from my friends and family, from people that I trust. And I literally think you would love some of them. So can I call you later? Brandon, are you open to chatting a little bit about what works best? Big brother, please. Could you be one of my first customers? Okay, so see how I just took that script and I just kind of made it my own based on who I'm talking to, our relationship. Maybe that's not a text I send, maybe it's a voice audio, or maybe I call him and we're kind of talking, but I use the bones of what I call it. I use the bones of that script and say, Brandon's my brother. And he's like, yes, of course, Ash, I love you. I'd be happy to be one of your first customers. Okay, I'm going to say, yes. Thank you. You're the best big brother on the planet. Okay, I knew I could count on you. You guys, that's key. I knew I could count on you. That's going to help with follow-up because it's instantly going to make Brandon feel like, oh, okay, I've got to follow through on this, right? So I knew I could count on you. Okay, here's the deal. They're all natural products, so no worries there. There's some things, but tell me a couple of things. Like, what do you want to focus on? Like, do you have any like health goals right now? That way I can kind of suggest a couple. I have a few things in mind. Like, I know you're a coffee drinker. We've got coffee. But like, what are some of the things you want to focus on right now? And then you just let him talk and you just let him say, well, I'm super stressed out at work and I feel like it's affecting my weight and my sleep and I have no energy right now. And so instantly I'm going, he needs calm. He probably needs rush, boost brew, and ignite. Okay. So now I'm able to send him some information based on what he said. And hey, you're brand new. You may not know what to recommend to your brother. When in doubt, get help. Okay. Text your upline and say, hey, I'm talking to my brother. He's telling me these are some of his health goals. What would you recommend? Because of course you're brand new. You don't know all the products. You don't know what everything does. That's okay. You don't have to know. Get help. Okay. Next thing is some questions that you guys could get. Okay. So if Brandon's like, you know what, sis, I love you and I'd love to help you, but I just don't know if I can afford it right now. Okay. What you could say in that moment that's not on the screen is, well, when do you think that you could put that into your budget? Okay. When would that be a priority for you? Because then it's maybe you guys, maybe it's he can't buy it today, but tomorrow's payday and he could buy it tomorrow. And you're like, oh, okay, no big deal. And now you've lost a sale that could happen tomorrow. So just say like, when could you make that a priority? He might be, oh, well, I literally don't have enough extra money in my bank account right now, but tomorrow I will. Okay. So ask that first. But at the end of the day, the thing that I love to do when people are like, oh my gosh, this sounds awesome, I can't afford it though, is, well, that's why I got started. Have you ever thought about doing this with me and making some extra money? Like, would you be open to making money from home? Because that's exactly why I got started. I got roped into these products. I was sold. I was like, oh my gosh, I love them. I want them. I don't want to just spend money. I want to make money. Right. And so you're talking to Brandon or you're talking to whoever about the idea of that's why you got started. All right. So if any of them are like, well, what do you do? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's this new business thing you started? Like, what is it that you do? This is literally my go-to thing that I would say. Okay. Well, here's the deal. I work from home mainly through social media. Who doesn't want to get paid to scroll, right? And I get paid to share products and help my friends get a discount while using some incredible products, and then find people who are like me and want to make some extra money. Like, think about it. Like, what would $500 extra do for you? Right? So you've just answered without giving them some, oh, the company's name is Bravely Global. It was founded 2 years ago. Yes, some people want to know those details, but for the masses, they just kind of want a high level, like, what is it? And here's another question, or here's another tip that I have for you. Don't ever, and I think I said this the other day, don't ever answer a question that's not asked. Let them ask questions. That's how conversations happen. Okay. They might go, oh, well, what's the name of the company? Oh my gosh, it's called Bravely. How cute is that? Right. But they're just asking what you do. So you work from your phone. Okay. You get paid to share products and help other people do the same exact thing. That's at the essence of what you do. And that is a very simple response that probably a kindergartner could understand. Okay. Mommy gets paid to share products and talk to people. You want to keep things simple, because when we overcomplicate it, a confused mind says no. And so the person on the other end is like, oh my gosh, that's too complicated for me. Okay. So if they ever say they're not interested, no big deal. You've got two outs. Ask for a referral or ask them to support you by doing a pop-up post. So that's okay. No big deal. Totally get it. I wasn't there either, but do you know anybody that's, not opposed to extra income? Or, hey, no worries, brother. Like, here's the deal. You could support me another way. Could you put up a post? I can give it to you in the words to say and tag me in it. And then maybe some of your friends would be interested in some of these products. That would help me a lot. And it would mean a lot. And it would help support me. Okay. And now brother is feeling like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to do it, but like, I want to help my sister. Okay. So those are just a couple of things. All right, let's dig into how to reach out for brand partners. So those first couple messages that you can start sending. Again, you guys, this is actually a real life example of one that I've used. I tweak it. I don't ever text this. I do it in a voice audio or I call them. Okay. If I do that, what I would text is, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, nothing. Why? I'm calling you. Or, hey, what are you up to today? Oh, I'm at work. I'm doing this. Why? What's up? Well, hey, you and we need to talk. I like have something super important to talk to you about. Okay. And then they'll call you right away. So this is what I would send, or again, you guys use the bones. So, hey, I needed to let you know something, like something super crazy exciting just happened. I'm starting my own business, but here's the deal. I'm putting together an elite team of people, and I'm starting with my closest friends and family. I'm reaching out to a few people and to offer them that opportunity first to be on my team. And you're one of the first people that I'm even speaking to about this right now. I would love for you to be a part of it. Obviously, if I could do this business with anybody, of course it would be you. But all I'm asking is you just take a look at it. Okay. You at least deserve to know what I'm up to and what I'm doing. I don't want you to hear about it from somebody else. Okay. And here's the last sentence is what you tailor. Like if you know that they've been in the industry before, or if they've done something like this before, or they're like anti-network marketing, that's where you could say something like, I know you've probably heard of like those things before, but you've never seen what we're doing. Okay. Or maybe they've been in other companies. I know you've been a part of other things before, but you've never seen what we're doing. Okay. Or maybe you guys, you're somebody that did come from another company. Maybe Bravenly is not your first company and you built a team somewhere else. And now you want to reach out to those people and you're nervous to know what to say. And for them to be like, oh, it's just the same, song and dance. It's saying something like, hey, I know we've done this before. I know you've done this with me, but you've never done this with us. And what I've got my hands on right now, like you need to at least take a look at it. Okay. You've never seen what we're doing here. All right. It kind of helps you overcome that. So let me know when you can talk further. Last tip I have for you guys with overcoming objections, anytime that somebody's like, oh my gosh, I would love to, but like, I just don't know if I have time. Or, oh, I just don't know anybody. I'm not really a salesperson. Okay. Those are objections. You feel, felt, found. Okay. So if I'm talking to Jessica, she's watching on live right now. Say Jessica and I went to high school together. She's a new mom and she's like, oh my gosh, Ash, I'm a brand new mom. You know that. I just don't think I have time. Girl, I totally know how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I said yes to this. We had 3 kids in baseball and I was like, I literally cannot add another thing to my plate. But what I found is, first of all, you're already on social media. Like when the kids are napping or when you go to the bathroom, you're already scrolling anyways. So I've just found ways that I can make money from things that I was already doing. Like I can show you to do the same exact thing. Okay. So you've overcame her objection. So now if she keeps giving you objections, she's probably just not interested right now, or there's too much fear there. But if you can overcome it, it's like, hey, if I could show you how to do that, would you be interested? And she's like, well, yeah, of course I'd be interested then. I need extra money too, right? So that's how you're back in the conversation after somebody gives you some sort of objection. Okay, guys, so we are now going to move into first post. We've kind of tackled the what to say, how to say, all of that. Now let's talk about first posts. So, oh wait, let me go back to this. Okay. So have you guys ever heard of the term like a closed mouth is a closed business? Okay. People cannot order products from you or join your team if you do not tell them about it. Okay. So you joined, and if nobody has joined you, and if you haven't had any customers and you're just sitting there and you're not talking to people, you're not going to have a business. Okay. You have to tell them about it. And I know that part can be scary sometimes. It's why we're giving you tips on like what to say. And I know it can be really scary on social media because people can be judgmental and things like that. But the people who love and support you will always have your back no matter what. And so focus on them. Sometimes, you guys, those people aren't our family. Okay. Not every single family looks the exact same, but you do have people that love and support you. And so focus on those people. All right. And something hit me a while ago when I had first joined, and I was really nervous to like post on social media. I was like, I don't want to be spammy. And, what if people like in my life, like aren't supportive of me? And somebody had said to me, okay, well, if that happens and anybody ever says to you, well, can you like stop posting about your business? Are you going to say to them, yeah, sure. Do you have $500 extra to pay my mortgage this month? No. They're not going to pay your bills. you probably just remember that. Okay, guys, I'm not going to go down that rabbit trail, but remember that you are nobody else is going to pay your bills but you, and you have made a decision for you and your family. And that is the most important things. Okay, we are going to teach you at Bravenly to not be spammy and posting. We're going to teach you how to create an authentic platform and authentic relationships with people where you don't feel like you have to just post about Bravenly all the time. Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about for the rest of this is first post. So with this first post that I'm going to show you guys, this is helping you go after that first goal of getting some customers. It's creating curiosity and helping you enroll customers. The next post, you can kind of introduce this as a business. Now, this is just an example. You can do this with any one of our products. This is using an example of hair, skin, and nails, our Glow Girl. Okay, so first post I put up before I even announced that I'm in a business is who's trying to grow their hair out. I got my hands on some new beauty gummies. Who wants the details? Okay. Before anybody on my social knows I'm selling something or in a business, I want to do this post. Why? Because everyone's going to start commenting on it because they don't know that I'm trying to sell them something. Okay. So when somebody comments, you can reply back to their comment and say, hey, I'll message you, or hey, I'll PM you. Okay. Then I'm going to get in their inbox and I'm going to say, hey, oh my gosh, you're going to love this stuff. It's amazing. Then ask them a question. Okay. So if you're posting about Ignite, or if you're posting about Rush, or hey, who on my, who here drinks coffee? Do you like it hot or cold? And who wants to lose weight while drinking coffee, or who wants to get extra benefits while drinking coffee? Okay. So when you inbox them, you're asking them a question. So for this one, I'm saying, are you wanting longer hair, thicker, or both? Okay. She's like, hello, both. Okay. So I say, perfect. I'm actually looking for a few more girls to try this new to market natural supplement that helps your hair grow plus collagen. I'll have you take before and after pictures, write a short review at the end, plus you get a discount and some free product credit. Are you in? Right there, you guys, I am talking about our ambassador program. Okay. So if she says that sounds great, but how much is it? Thanks for the hookup. I'm going to say, well, each bottle retails at $55, but as an ambassador, you only have to pay $49.50 plus $5.50 in free product credit. I'm actually putting in my orders for the week. Want me to walk you through it? Yeah. Okay, perfect. I want that cheaper price. Okay. So that's just an example of how you can post right away before your audience even knows that you're in a business and start creating curiosity and get into conversations. For more examples, you guys, in what to post when you're first getting started, like that first week in your business, there is an album in Bravenly Nation called First Post for Social Media. Okay. So you click on that album and then there's lots of pictures in there with lots of different examples of what to do next, where it literally gives you step by step, do this, do that, say this, then say this. Okay. And then once you're at the point where you're ready for like a library of resources and you're wanting more training on that, we do have a group called the Bravenly Brand Partner Social Library. And you can see there's guides in there with training on social media. And then if you click on the albums, there are a ton of ready to go images and posts for you to just post right away. You can get in there. And if you want to post about Rush, go to the Blue Rush and grab your image. Then go to the post and grab the post that you want to use, change it, edit it to make it your own. And that way, you know, like what your post is compliant and it's not going to be spammy. Okay. All right. So just some social media basics that I want to share with you guys, just some like tips on posting so that way you're not spammy on social media and you're actually building relationships while building a business. Okay. So remember that posting and messaging go hand in hand. You kind of can't do one without the other. And what I mean by that is when you're messaging people, they're going to go look at what you're up to. They're going to look at your social. If you don't have a post up, there you go. Okay. And then when you post something, people are curious. And then when you make the ask, because you message them, they've already seen your post, so they know what you're up to. So they go hand in hand and one helps the other. Okay. Remember, you don't have to post more than one time a day. And getting in your story, that's where you can get really consistent with multiple different things a day. Whatever you guys decide to do, the biggest tip is just be consistent. Okay. When you are posting, you should not just the second that you join Bravenly, post Bravenly. You are going to turn away your friends, your family that way. So remember that Bravenly is a part of what you do. It is not who you are. Okay. And so if you're watching a movie or watching a TV show, what happens is the commercials come on and there are just a few of them, but that's not the main thing. And so Bravenly can be the commercial in your social media. Remember to post products, business, life, blend them into your life. Do not let them be your life. Be a real person. Know what your 5 things are. What are the things, like if somebody were to ask you, like, what are the 5 things that make you you? Those are the things that you post about. Okay. Your business is a part of those. The next tip is posting ads versus real content. You do not work for Bravenly. You are not Bravenly corporate. Okay. Our corporate Facebook page is selling something. You are a person. So you can use some of the post ideas that we have, but remember that posting as you with your voice, your picture, something of you is going to look like you versus an advertisement. You want your friends, when they're scrolling, to look at you and what you're saying. They don't want to look at it and be like, oh, that's an ad. Oh, that's just like an ad. She's just selling me facts or telling me facts. They want to hear a story. Okay. Setting up your bio. These last 3 things that I will say is I just did a Monday motivation all about how to set up your bio, how to create a profile, how to work Facebook. We had one of our legacy leaders, Misty Lee, that just did a training on social media. So there's lots and lots out there, but what I will say is making sure that your profile picture is a picture of you, that your bio represents who you are and it doesn't say Bravenly in it, because remember, you are not Bravenly. Bravenly is a part of your life. Okay. And then posting about your story, sharing on social media where you were before you got started in this business, where you are because of Bravenly, and where you're going. Those 3 points right there, when you're sharing a story, are going to resonate with people. They're going to go, oh, me too. Oh my gosh, I'm just like that too. Well, if they can do this, I can do this too. Okay. So the last thing that we're going to talk about today before we hop off, actually, there's 2 more things: how to work your business and messaging. Okay. So a lot of people will say, okay, I just got started, but what do I do every single day? Like, how do I work my business? How do I move it forward? There's lots of things I could be doing. You guys need to be focused on things that are going to bring you income. All right. So I used to teach and coach your daily 6 list, 6 things that move your business forward. Posting, adding to your story. We've already kind of covered that. Okay. Messaging new people, people that do not have, or that you've not talked to yet about Bravenly, message those people. Then follow up with the people that maybe you have already talked to about Bravenly, right? If 2 days ago you were having a conversation about balance, follow up with that person. Grow your circle. That's adding more names to your list, finding people on social media, having a bigger scope of people that you're talking to. Build relationships. That means interacting online, commenting, liking on things that people are doing to build those relationships with people. Remember to be a friend. Text your normal friends in life that aren't just a part of Bravenly. And the last thing that doesn't look like an income producing activity, but is self-development. Okay. If you're brand new to this industry and this is the first time you've ever done something like this, watching this training is self-development. You're learning something, you're learning a skill. Okay. You're acquiring a skill. If social media is something you want to get into, get on a training for that. That's going to help you actually earn income, growing your mindset and having, understanding and realizing that you deserve stuff like this, like pouring into you first before you do anything during the day is probably one of the most important things you could ever do for your business. You start your day with a good, healthy mindset, and you start working, and everybody is going to realize that, recognize that, and all things are going to flow through that. Okay, so just some last minute tips for when you are sending messages. The biggest thing I will tell you guys is just be consistent with whatever you do. It's going to help you not burn out, and it's going to help you know what to do and not get overwhelmed. So what I would say is either pick a number or pick a time. And what I mean by that is when you go to message, You grab your little handy dandy notebook, right? And you're like, okay, I'm going to send some messages today. Pick either a time, like I'm going to send messages for 15 minutes, or I'm going to send messages for 30 minutes and just send messages, or say, I'm going to send 10 messages. Okay. Whatever number that is, if you can consistently do that every single day, that's where you guys are going to start seeing results. If every day you can send 10 messages, or every day you're going to message 2 people, or every day you're going to message for 15 minutes, that is part of your routine and you're starting to build a business. Okay. The next tip for messaging is get organized. Have that list. Know who you're going to message. If you sit down and you're like, I don't have a list of people, I don't know who to message, 15 minutes can go by really, really fast and you've done nothing to move your business forward. Okay. The 2-2-2 rule is follow up. So if you're talking to somebody today and they don't enroll today, follow up with them in 2 days. If they still don't enroll, follow up with them in 2 weeks. If they still don't enroll, follow up with them in 2 months. Okay. So getting a system around that, know who you're messaging. I kind of already talked about that. People that liked and comment on your post from the day before. Okay. Scroll back, view your stories. Those are people that you can reach out to. When in doubt, get help, right? Screenshot the conversation, get help. Talk to your upline and say, hey, I'm getting ready to send some messages. I'd love a little pep talk. What tips do you have? I want to reach out to my best friend. What would you say? Right? And then the last tip I have for you guys is get comfortable with objections. Get comfortable with the fact that most people are going to give you some sort of objection. How many of you, the second that the person you enrolled with, when they reached out to you and said, hey, I want you to take a look at what I've got my hands on, were like, here's my social security number, just sign me up. No, that doesn't really ever happen. You think to yourself, oh, I don't know. And I don't know if I can do this. And do I have money? And do I have time? Whatever. So remember that the people that you're talking to are just like you too. So relate with them, resonate with them. Once you get an objection from someone, that's when you're in the best part of the conversation. Okay. And so just get comfortable with the fact that most people are going to give you some sort of objection. It's your job to just help them through that. Be a friend, work through that with them. Okay. And the only way to get more results is by increasing the number of people that you're talking to. If you've got a list of 50 people, you could talk to one a week, and in a year, you talk to all 50. You could talk to one a day, or you could just sit down and send 50 messages, or sit down and send 10 today, 10 tomorrow. And in 5 days, you've got the list already messaged and you've contacted 50 people. The way to increase your paycheck is by increasing your activity and increasing the amount of time that you spend on your business. All right, you guys. So the last thing that I will say kind of goes along with that is you get to decide what you want out of this business. And every part of it, you're in control. You're in control of how much time you put and what your paycheck is. And you do not have a single person telling you what you're worth, how much you can make, what rank you can stop at. The sky is literally the limit. You are the limit on that. And so go let your work ethic write your paycheck. If you're wanting to make $500 extra this month, go do it. Talk to your upline, get a plan in place, figure out, know what rank do I have to be at? How many customers do I have to sign? How many first order bonuses do I need to make to get $500? If your number is 1,000 or 2,000, whatever it is, get a plan in place and then go take action on that plan every single day until you get what you want. So I hope that this just new brand partner training series, part 1 with basics and the details and now the goods, equips you guys with knowing what to do and how to start your business with Bravenly and have success. I am going to record another kind of extra bonus where I screen share into the groups and show you guys how to navigate the different groups that we have as well. So I hope everyone has a super awesome Friday and a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, everyone. Bye.